Galaxy A8 is a 5.6-inch smartphone that brings a lot of specifications that S-Line had before. So it's a premium device with a mid-range price. So if you're looking for something that is sophisticated, that has all the functions you need, but it's not the ultimate best model, definitely check out what we think about Galaxy A8. Design of A8 is pretty special. I like the way it's shaped. I like this glass on the back and on the front, of course, and this aluminum frame. It has a special sound if you try this. It has a metal sounding, which is pretty cool. It's pretty heavier and thicker than a lot of smartphones, but it's not that wide. So when you place it in your pocket, it'll feel pretty good, and it also feels pretty good while holding it in your hand. The fact is that these looks bump up the price a little bit, so this device is a bit more expensive than the other mid-range smartphones, but the way it looks, I think it's worth it. Also, it's very high build quality, very premium, and it's got an IP68 certificate, so it can go underwater. The battery has 3000 mAh inside, but the way it is sophisticated, it doesn't spend a lot of energy. So this device lasted for a day and a half, which is pretty awesome, I think. And it charges up with USB Type-C, which is of course reversible. And it has fast charging, so you can charge it up in half an hour for more than 50%, and up to full 100% it takes hour and a half maybe. What I miss is wireless charging, just because I got used to it with my personal phone. Super AMOLED display has very narrow edges or bezels around. It's a pretty awesome display. These colors are just superb, the way they look. It's really awesome, beautiful colors. I love them, I'm sorry. It has 5.6 inches. It's not that wide, but I like it. It has, I think, Full HD resolution, which brings up 441 ppi pixel density, which is pretty good. It has a brightness sensor of direct sunlight, and the visibility is pretty good. And with active brightness sensor, you can use it outdoors with no problem. You don't have to hide. And I like the always on function that shows the clock all the time, no matter the device is locked, and doesn't spend too much energy. And what I really love is the virtual keyboard. I got a bit bigger fingers, and these keys are small, but when you type them, the device vibrates and it has that metal feeling that I told you about. So typing on this keyboard gives you pleasure. It's incredible. And of course, it's got numbers on top row, it's got a point, everything that you need. Android 7.1 Nougat comes here with Samsung upgrade, and I think that Samsung offers the best upgrade on Android. This upper dashboard with all the icons is very nice. It's very easy to use. You have to swipe double. Before you had to swipe only once, so I don't like this. Samsung seems to be copying Apple, so they brought some gestures. So you just have to swipe to open the menu. You don't have a specific key for menu. Inside you will find 32 or 64 gigabytes of internal memory, which is really enough for all the application. And with Exynos 7885 octa-core processor on double 2.2 gigahertz, you will get extremely good power. It won't slow down even after using it for a year or more. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM, and the graphics chip is not the ultimate best, but it's a pretty good Mali G71. Regarding cameras, I think Samsung worked a lot here. S8 was a bit better than photos on Apple iPhone X, and I think that photos on this A8 are better than on previous iPhone models, so cameras are really bumped up. You got a 16 megapixel camera on the rear and 16 plus 8 megapixel cameras on the front. So let's see how fast the camera starts up. In less than a second, and first snapping is instantaneous, and you can switch to front camera right here, although these keys could have been a bit bigger. And you have additional functions here. You have those stickers, so if you do selfies. Photo quality from the rear camera in daylight is pretty incredible. You get very nice clean photos. On details there is no grainy or noise details, everything is really nice. Colors are accurate. Just look at this photo of the church. It looks like it's taken with a DSLR. Smartphones today have awesome cameras in low light, so as you can see it's basically total dark, but you have some street lights and the picture on the screen looks superb. In low light conditions photos are a bit grainy, but you know, generally photos in low light or in dark are incredibly good, and they show more light and more brightness than you will see with your own eyes. Even when you have a strong flare in your frame, you don't see the flare effect, so I think this camera will be an awesome travel camera. You don't have to bring your DSLR when you go somewhere. A8 doesn't record 4K video, it's just Full HD. The picture is good on the video, but you can see twitching of pixels when you move the camera. It's a good image, but it's not superb. And I'm gonna take a video. Of course, video is a little bit darker. In low light, the picture is also pretty good. It's like photos, it's brighter than you see it with your own eyes. But of course, it's a bit grainier. From the front camera, you'll get pretty nice selfies in daylight, and you got a lot of software additions here, so you can blur the background. It's not like with the full frame DSLR with 1.4 aperture or with 1.8. But it's pretty good, it's pretty decent for basic usage. Sometimes the pictures or selfies, they lack sharpness, but generally they're pretty good. Okay, so let's try pictures in low light from the selfie camera. This really looks superb. As I see it with my own eyes, it's pretty much darker than what it looks like here. And I'm gonna take some images. In low light, you get pretty grainy photos and they lack sharpness again, but generally they'll be pretty good when they're reduced to lower resolution, and the faces that you see on selfies in low light are better and brighter than you will see with your own eyes. These are not the best front cameras I've seen so far, but they're pretty good in dark. Video from the front camera looks pretty nice and clean, although I think again it lacks sharpness. And the video also looks pretty well stabilized. I mean, the picture quality on the smartphone display looks really superb. I hope it'll look that good on display on the PC. In low light there is a lot of noise, but video is pretty usable. It's very bright and well stabilized. Speaker is here, it's not down there, but this is pretty good because when you hold a device like this, you won't cover the speaker. It's not that loud, it goes up to 78 decibels. If you connect some more advanced headphones on this 3.5mm jack, you will get noise cancellation, active noise cancellation, which is awesome. In the end, the best feature on this smartphone are, I think, the cameras, because they're pretty awesome. You get a pretty superb quality with a lot of software upgrades. Also, you get a phenomenal battery, incredible battery, pretty nice chipset, pretty good smartphone. It's a bit more expensive than other mid-range smartphones, but you should definitely check it out. Thank you guys for watching. Hope I helped you with my video, and see you in some other. Bye.